it's me here, Kev. Just get a bit of light on the subject. Okie doke. Now, got a video for OET. Get a bit of light on. Okay. Oh. Make sure there's no noise from outside. My office is on the ground floor. Now, I've got a letter for OET, another nursing letter. As always, first things first. Disclaimer, fair use, non-profit, don't complain, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, the reason I put that is because I have this, as I keep saying to everybody, if you haven't read this from OET.com, you should read it, because it basically tells you all the things I'm going to tell you. So, download this from OET.com and read it. So, case notes. Don't know where these are from. No idea. So, what do we have to do? I'm just making notes. So, charge nurse of the hospital ward, Mr. Billy, had his operation. So, presumably, he's in a different hospital. So, he's in one hospital, and he's being discharged to community nurse who is based in that hospital. So presumably she will be going to his house. Wife to be contacted if there's any sort of emergency. Well, what emergency? I mean, so he's in hospital, lives with her wife. This is why oh dear. Right, I'll say it for the 20th time. Don't use crap case notes that you might find on the internet. Use official OET.com materials. Right, I keep seeing this, people using some crap from who knows where, and it's not accurate and it's confusing. And when you get real OET stuff, you will notice the difference. So don't get used to this. Get used to that. So he lives with his wife. Okay, so his wife's to be contacted. Well, yeah, because like it's his wife. So who else? So he's in one hospital. Hang on. Right. So. Right, he's in a hospital ward at the Royal Perth, and you're referring him following it, so it's a discharge essentially to the community nurse head at a different hospital. So is that so she can come round for home kind of visits? Because presumably he's not going to be going from one hospital to a different one. So is it about home visits? Presumably, though it doesn't actually say that. I would imagine that. So I would imagine it's talking about arranging home a visit. So it doesn't actually say this, which it should do. Okay, so I think I've got the task. A bit confusing, but still. Okay, so I mean, look at this, right? Look. Really? Medications. What medications? Lives with her wife. Skin is dark. Well, I suppose if he's got cancer scope, his skin's dark. But so is he an Aboriginal? Is he like a native Aboriginal? One of those black guys? I mean, skin dark, what does that mean? Is it like he's a suntan? Is he naturally black? Is he one of these native Australians who are black? The fact that he's a Protestant, a Christian, well, good for him. At least he's not a Catholic. What's that got to do with so let me see. So diagnosis, skin cancer, something in the neck. Okay. They did a biopsy, they removed it, no complications, perfectly well at the time of discharge, no complaint. This is why you should use real stuff, because look, you've got grammar and wrong pronouns and stuff, and these are the case notes you're supposed to be using and working from. Oh dear, okay. So you've got to observe him every day and make sure he takes his meds for a week. As I say, presumably it's a home visit, so it should actually say that. Okay, well, anyway, those case notes are a load of crap. Now, first thing, this is way too short. Now, look, that is standard, so they don't count that, and they don't count that, right? So they only really count this. They might count but usually this is all they count, the main body. 127, way too short. Even if we count the whole thing. 146, way too short, way too short. 180 to 200, 200-ish, usually that's better. At least 200 words, that's what you want to be aiming for. Okay, Alfred Billy, age 52, so you've told me that, twice, because you should have the DOB there, reference of the DOB. Now, it should be important information first. So, is the most important thing you want to tell me that he is married? I think the most important thing you want to tell me is he had skin cancer. That should be first, not marital status. That's irrelevant. And later on, you tell me he lives with his wife. So I would, I would imagine most married men live with their wives, kind of. That's why they're married. That's the whole object of the exercise. So it's like you're saying, so you've told me his age twice. You told me he's kind of married. He lives with his wife. So you told me it's another twice. Now, why do you have 3 short sentences? And if you look at this, we've got short sentence, short sentence, short sentence, short sentence, short sentence. You're supposed to be joining these up. These are simple case notes. And if you get the proper OET stuff, right, it says, right, 180 to 200 words, don't use note form, write complete grammatical sentences. That's what it says. This does neither of those. It's too short and it's basically case notes, not even transformed into proper sentences. Well, it's not even a sentence, it's a clause. So, married man, use your comma. Oh, hang on. Shall I put the changes on? Let me just changes. Okay. Make it non-defining relative cause. Was diagnosed. Oops. Oh, my spelling, my typing. Oh. Okay. Who was diagnosed when? Is it being treated? Or right, so this purpose doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. You've got 3 short sentences, irrelevancy. So you could probably say, I'm writing to refer Mr. Billy, aged 52, following his successful operation for skin cancer. He requires regular observation and ongoing care. You could say that. Yeah? But, like I say, those case kind of notes, so unless he's going to be in your hospital, which he's probably kind of not, he's probably going to be at home, how are you going to observe him every day? Unless you visit him at his home. So those case notes don't mention that, but if you think about it, logically, that's what it should be. It should be, this should be a request for home a visitation of Mr. Billy following his successful skin cancer operation. That's what it should say. So, it was diagnosed basically because man. So it should probably be your of Mr. Billy. He's 52. Following his successful treatment for skin cancer, it's a monitoring for skin cancer, and successful. Did I spell that wrong? Successful. That's it. Successful. So anyway, I'm just thinking out aloud here. Went to skin monitoring for skin cancer, and who requires regular observation and ongoing care. Right. Now that's much better for a purpose. Okay. So, Mr. Billy was admitted on 2010 due to skin cancer. Skin biopsy was conducted. Yeah, but I don't So again, I don't need this information. I don't need you to tell me that he had a biopsy because presumably he's been treated. He's treated, yeah. It's been, it's like fine. So I don't need this. What I do need is what happened in hospital, but not like we did a biopsy. We did, it's like, right. What I want to know is what do you want me to do? That's it. What do you want me to actually do? Yeah. So, like I say, those case notes, I'm a bit shit. Don't use them because look. Right, so what that should be, if you think about it, you want home visits, you want me to go to Mr. Billy's house, watch him every day for like a week, make sure he takes his medication. And that's basically it. That's it. Okay. Mr. Billy was admitted due to skin cancer. Skin biopsy showed basal cell carcinoma, which was successfully. Have I spelled this right? Successfully removed. Oops. Successfully removed. Palliative was prescribed for pain management. He is currently doing fine. He's currently doing fine, and no complications have been observed. No complications are observed or have been observed. Okay, right. So that's better. That's kind of better. All right. Now, what is this supposed to tell me? Mr. Billy is a truck driver. Well, I'm glad he's gainfully employed and he lives with his kind of wife. Well, that's good. But you told me he's married anyway. Lives with his wife. If there's any sort of emergency, you can contact her for help. Now, if you think about it, this makes no sense. If you're going around, which I would imagine, right, because he's not good, or is he supposed to be coming to your hospital for you to observe him? Because it doesn't say, and surely it would be home kind of visits. So you can see my confusion here with those case notes. So if there's any sort of, so if you're visiting him, if there's any sort of emergency, well, such as what, you can contact her for help. I mean, you're the nurse. What's she gonna come and help you to do? And if you're visiting him at his house, presumably she will be there. Now, he just had something on his neck. You took it off. He's fine. So why do you have to go around and observe him every day? I suppose you could do. But can you see what I'm trying to say here? Those case notes are nonsense. Anyway, so he is a Protestant, was he not a Catholic? Though, what's that got to do with me? It could be a Catholic, it could be a Mormon, it could be a Muslim, or whatever. What's that got to do with what you want me to do? And dark in complexion. So he's a bit of a darkie. Again, what's that information giving me? Is this so I won't confuse him with someone else? What does that even, So what's the point? That gives me nothing. Anyway, so greatly appreciated, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm not saying anymore. I hope that gives you some idea. So don't use crap case notes on the internet. You can see that they're crap. They don't tell you anything. They're contradictory. There's grammar mistakes. And, well, anyway, I've said all that I need to say. So aimed at the author, try properoet.com case notes. Try doing a letter using those. If you send it to the group, links below if you're watching on YouTube, I'll have another look. Okay? So, I hope that helps. Bye for now.